Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Omega Files. I'm your host, Dr. Freedom. Tonight, we've gathered to talk about a rather, mind-twisting episode. One that had everybody a little bit going, what the heck happened? Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. Had everyone wondering just what the heck's going on, as suddenly we go into Matrix territory, and I don't mean that certain person I won't talk about. Extremis. Very interesting episode. And by the way, tonight's episode was brought to you by Potts Noodles and Potts Nardol. Okay, since we have a lot of people here tonight, let's go. When I call your name, we're going to just go ahead and go, give yourself a quick hi there, ho there, and then go right into your opening thoughts on Extremis. So let's start with Vil. Go ahead, Vil.
Well, holy shades of the Matrix, Batman. I have to say it was a damned interesting episode. Oh, and hi, I'm Vil. I'm the resident Looney Tunes. You haven't seen me for a while, but I'm out of my cage and off of my medication, so ta-ta!
Okay. Callum?
Button. Yeah, I'm Colin. This is a good one. Again, I think Capaldi's going to write this. Says, look, I want something based in reality, and there's some Mickey Mouse hyperspace nonsense. So, this one's based in the theory that there are many universes running on many computers. The chances of this actually being the real universe are actually quite remote. Do we think it's a reality? It may just be a computer simulation.
Alrighty. Okay, next up, Doctor Commentator.
Well, I might have to mildly disagree with what the other two have said. Not that I think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad episode. My actual feeling towards it was that it started off pretty meh, but I thought, well, maybe I have to see the remaining two episodes to really get what's going to be going on in this. Then we got close to the end of the reveal of the whole computer simulation thing. I was thinking, wow, where are they going to go with this? And then you get right at the very end, and I'm like, what just happened here? Did everything we just see there not even matter? Is there even anyone to save in this? What's just going on? How is this even going to relate to the next episodes? But I guess that is really just a wait-and-see moment.
Alrighty. Okay, next up, Connor Farley.
This episode was, I'm apprehensive to say, but it was original. There was something really sort of original about it. Stylistically, it was absolutely magnificent. I've never seen anything quite like it. When they were talking about the suicides the first time with the Pope, and you saw like the flashes of like the murder scenes or whatever, it felt really sort of like a Sherlock twist on things, like the way that they'd film a typical Sherlock episode. And then one thing that did take me by surprise is the way that they portrayed the Doctor being blind, because I expected that, even though on some occasions he was sort of just like bumbling around the place, like falling into things. I mean, he even fell over at one point when he was trying to escape the Vatican Library. But he had the sort of really Matrix sort of vision aid that was like, it was really, stylistically, it looked amazing. Missy was really subdued. I'm not sure what her game is, but like, she seemed pretty scared about dying, and it brought a lot of questions to her character, because I'm wondering, like, what is her role now? What is her game? But stylistically, this episode was amazing. The Truth Monks look fantastic. They remind me of the Silence, which is probably going to be a comparison that a lot of people will make. Their voices, I could hardly hear them at some. That was one issue I had. That sometimes they were really hard to comprehend. especially when there was a lot going on. But they were really creepy. The whole sort of, I was sort of glad that they didn't bog it down in sort of like religious subtext with all of the Pope and everything. It was like literally just a cameo. I expected it would be more of a bigger part, but it was a lot darker than I expected as well, because obviously you had the guy running over into, like, he must have, I don't know where he went, but he ran out of that cage and then shot himself. Like, you've never seen that really in Doctor Who before. At least I can't remember ever seeing that. So there's something really original, something really real, gritty, and also surreal about it, because, as you know, we have this pretty much the whole series has now been turned on its head, because you have this whole simulation thing that could come into play more than just this 3-parter, because it could link into the Master. You never know. It seems like they might be playing up to be that way, but it's just been completely turned on its head, and it was a wonderfully, I wouldn't call it the most simple episode in the world either, because it was mind-bending as fuck. Like, you literally just could not get your head around it. I don't even still know what's going on. So I think as an episode, it was absolutely brilliantly done.
Okay, next up, AJ.
Yeah, hi. I really like this episode. I like the whole thing where basically we're seeing the episode playing out as it is, and you see Bill's on a date. She's got a girl. The TARDIS arrives. What the hell was that? Pope walks in. What the hell? She goes out screaming. That was brilliant. I did enjoy the whole thing with the Doctor being blind and using the sonic shades for the psychic link for his brain to the shades to see where he was going. Very rudimentary, very low-tech sort of visual effects and all that, which was really cool. I didn't want to see high-def, Android eyes or anything, which was good. I also like the part where the guy was in the cage and jump scares Bill, just a random jump scare. You don't really get many of them in Doctor Who. So he jump scares Bill, runs out of the cage, and Nabla's like, well, someone read it and survived. Bang! He's killed himself. So I liked how the deaths were real in a sense that they believed them to be real in the episode, but then it turns out we're in the Matrix world, which was cool. I'd like to see where we're going on with the next 2 episodes for this part, which would be good. I just don't know how much more gritty and disturbed this could get. Hopefully it does get a little more disturbing though. So it's good to see.
Okay, Philip.
Hiya. This was a really good episode for me. I bloody love it, because, as everybody said, it's so mind-bogglingly weird that it's not a normal Doctor Who episode. I do like the idea of the Truth Monk. They had a similarity to the Cybermen in the sense that when they talk, they just open their mouth and they're not formulating words. It's like it's almost like it was telepathically being said, and that was kind of nice. Missy, God knows what's going on with her. I like how she was, after she was supposedly executed, they're trying to take her body away. She's like waking up going, leave me alone, I'm trying to have a nap, and that kind of thing. And it's kind of funny that. I do hope that I kept thinking that, had she been executed, which had regenerated in the tomb and be from Synth Master coming out of the tomb. But obviously that's not going to happen. Overall, the story was very well done, a bit confusing, but it had lots of good scenes to it. And I'm going to watch it again after this anyway. Here you go.
Okay, Graham.
You can tell Philip really likes something when he wants to watch it 3 times. Yeah, for me, I enjoyed the hell out of this. It does get help with a second watch. The lead were as awesome as ever. You get Capaldi playing a la the Matrix, a la the T-2000 out of Terminator, a la Robert Langdon in the Vatican Library. There's a wee mismatch of everything here. I love the interplay with Pearl Mackie and Matt Lucas in this episode, especially when they're walking through the library and he's doing the whole stand behind me, I'll protect you stick. Quite fun there. What else do we have? Like Connor, I'm glad the religious subtext remained to a minimum, and it was a cameo role by the clergy. That could have got bogged down, and you could have had another, somewhat subliminal message, kind of similar to last week. And the Truth Monks, cool design. The soundtrack was cool, and all in all, you've got two elements to this story. You've got the flashbacks with Missy to explain the vault, and you've got the origins of the Truth Monks and the simulation to explain what's coming up in the next two parts. So it's essentially an episode for the point of view of the Doctor's memory via email and his sonic shades. Go figure. Bloody brilliant.
Just don't look at his browser history.
Indeed.
Okay, William.
Okay, like everybody was saying, this is the first part of a three-part story. So the way this story set up itself, it was very interesting. And this is the first time this season that we actually have a villain that the Doctor could face off, not a conglomerate or other stuff like that we've been having so far. So it was good to see that build up happen already. Missy appearing in this episode was a great thing, but like I said last week, I thought she was just going to appear in the ending. So it was good to see her mixed through the episode. But again, she did not have anything to do with the main story that was going on.
Yeah.
You interrupted me saying it myself. So we find out what's going to happen. But a lot of people were saying the week before that the vote was going to end up being open, and it hasn't opened yet. He is still having a conversation with her. So we find out if it does open next week or not. The weird thing is about Nardo stood out real good in this episode. Mm-hmm. I gotta give him great props from that, especially when he faced Pearl and tell her the use without him saying, "Look, I'm an android. I probably could take a bullet like that." But he said, "Look, I had been given permission to put my foot up the Doctor's rear, and I would do it to yours if you don't do what I say." So that's that was pretty good. Again, this is, like I said, this is one of a three-part story, so I'm looking very forward to the next part after it. Then again, like Graham said, that the Vatican played a part of it in the story, but they were not the main thing, or wasn't that very long. But then again, it wasn't in the real world; it was in the Matrix, so to speak, that part like that. But what I'm very interested to know who Hope is, because that painting of that woman up there was the one who the Doctor met way back. With the, that helped the Doctor with the Pope from way back in time. I'd like to know who this person is at all. That makes me very interested to know who Hope is. Considering they had a nice big painting of her on the wall, I'd like to know who she is.
Thank God you said painting.
I think she's the Pope.
Believe it or not. Oh, go ahead, Grant, Callan.
I think she's the Pope of which they're speaking about. When one of the clergy comes to him and speaks about the Pope, it was a female Pope, I think.
Yeah.
All right, what happened is they're basing this off, it's basically kind of an unwritten legend. There's a story that goes around about that there was once a Pope that was secretly female. Mm-hmm. And it, like I said, it's one I heard about. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. It was on some kind of like documentary. But, there was no means to actually prove it because it's been God knows how long. But, yeah, it was kind of like an old myth or kind of like urban legend that, one of the popes was actually female. So that's kind of like what they were capitalizing on here. I almost halfway expected that I was kind of hoping when Pearl popped up in the White House that Capaldi be sitting there in the president's chair, turns around and goes, "Hello there. If you take the blue pill, your dream ends, you wake up in the TARDIS, and everything's fine. Red pill, and you're going to see just how deep this shit goes." No, okay. All right, Frank.
Yeah, hi, everyone. Yeah, this one, I think what happened is I watched it once. This is the kind of episode I should have watched at least twice, and I didn't. So some elements of it I need to review again, So at this stage, I can't make too much of a critique of it, but I thought Capaldi was brilliant in it. Well, he has been. He's been strong all the way through, and playing someone with blinders as well. He's absolutely fantastic at doing that. and still is very much in command, even though he's got this, this temporary handicap. Nardole, for the most part, was very good in this. But there was a couple of moments where he reverted back to that kind of cowardly thing. This, and that nags me a bit, that kind of thing, But other than that, he was strong. He was very much a part of the story, very much full on in the story, probably more than Oxygen. He was much more at the forefront. Most of his scenes were with Pearl, and I thought they worked very well together. Missy, at the moment, it's kind of intriguing where she's going with it, because can't quite make out where she's coming from at this stage. But I'm sure that will, that will come to the fore over the next couple of episodes, probably. But all in all, it was good. But I just think I need to have another look at it to kind of pick up on all that was going on, because it got quite intrinsic. So, but I liked it, yeah.
Okay, Bo.
So,
there you go.
Yeah, I thought it was a great episode. I liked the bit where Bill was having a conversation with her girlfriend, and all of a sudden the Pope comes in. I like the bit. I like Missy's performance. I thought she was great. I like all the virtual reality stuff, like the Matrix movies, and the monks in this episode. They kind of acted like the 10th planet Cybermen. And, when they opened their mouths and the voices came out and that. And I'm kind of wondering if they have any connection to them at all. So, yeah, but it was a great episode. I enjoyed it.
Okay, Elijah.
I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. It had me on the edge of my seat the whole time watching it. Some of the points I'd like to bring up, you're still getting the realistic element of Bill, like when she's going on that date with that girl and she brings her back to her house, she still hasn't told her mom yet that she's into girls. So I think that's kind of interesting.
That's her aunt, not her mom.
Oh, well, you know what I meant. But anyways, also Nardole, he was badass. I like how Misty's taken a different kind of role in this. How she's been put to death, but we don't know the reasoning why, and we kind of figured out the reasoning behind. Okay, this is how she ended up in there, but what's the reasoning why? Also, with the truth monks, when they open their mouths, yes, I can kind of see kind of the Cybermen type, when they speak. And let's see, what else did I put on here? It was kind of interesting. I didn't expect them to say, "Oh, this isn't all real." That was a total shock to me. Like, "Oh, this isn't real at all," and everyone who reads this realizes and commits suicide. So it was an interesting twist. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, Texas Tim.
Oh, muted.
Are you muted, Tim?
Tim, you're muted.
Sorry. I was saying this is an excellent episode. It's not every day that Doctor Who on television tries to do a total mind fuck, which they managed to pull off pretty well, I think, because they kept changing the rules of the story. And I think there was just enough comedy in it to make it a lot of fun as well. As has been mentioned, it's probably one you want to watch at least twice before you can really comment on it. Not only that, it's a first of 2 or 3 parts, so it's hard to see. It's hard to to know where they're going with it, because this is just the first section of a bigger story. But I thought it was very well done. Like has already been noted, the actors were all on top form. You had just the right amount of comedy to make it fun. The story itself, I mean, who knows what it means at this point? I wish I'd had time to watch it twice, but that's all I got to say right now. It was very good, though. It's very good. It's not every day they try to do this on TV. Big Finish maybe do these kind of stories sometimes, but on the TV series, it's pretty interesting approach.
Okay, Susan and Alex. Or just Alex. Okay.
Here we are. Hi. I was intrigued by the depth of Bill's character, and I love Missy in this. It was almost like she was sacrificing herself. It was almost like there was some sort of, I mean, everybody else was committing suicide, but she was willingly giving her life away, not trying to kill herself. And so that was interesting.
Missy did not play in the main story.
And the big picture of the alternative reality was it was really interesting how beautiful the scenery was, how beautiful the I mean, even that shot of the Pentagon, the flying into the Pentagon was beautiful. I mean, it was actually really excellent cinematography and
stock footage.
Well, stock footage, but it was pretty. It was well cut together, beautiful, and I liked it. And I thought that the land where Missy was giving her life or whatever, that was gorgeous. I mean, that big waterway and those big mountains, I thought beautiful. Wow, sort of like a fjord, but not really. But anyway, and I thought Nardal's throwback, like relating to River Song, was fun because he was like, he was her buddy and her bodyguard and stuff. And so I thought that they accessed the diary well, the story of River well. I liked how Nardal was willing to kick the doctor's butt. I thought that was really awesome. And yeah, so all in all, just a really cool thing. And so that's my.
Well, I'm not going to surprise a few of you. I really thought this was very similar to the fires of Pompeii, as far as the popes and stuff. I know some of you are laughing at me, but that's cool. I really thought it was more Heaven Sent and Hell Bent, or one of those two episodes. So I really wasn't too impressed because it reminded me more of those episodes. So I'll like to see what happens. I mean, it is good acting, but I'm just wondering if it's trying too hard. And I like the Deadly Assassin better too. So I think it's just trying too hard. I'll watch to see where it goes, but I wasn't really impressed with the episodes.
Yeah, there was, like, I think there was at least one spot where I think it was badly edited. Where what do you call it, the part where she's going on about, she's gonna try to be good and all that and blah blah blah, and then the doctor starts talking. All of a sudden they just fade right out. I'm like, that had to have been cut for time or something like that. I think maybe there was more to that scene and they had to cut it for time. But to me, that was just a real bad edit.
Can I ask you a question about that? Because it seemed to me like it was like a deliberate pause. I don't know. I took it that way. I mean, are you just saying it's bad editing?
It's a bad edit. I'm not kidding. Just the way that they almost cut him at the end of his sentence.
Yeah.
And it's like that just seems to me like, okay, we've got to chop something out. We'll just chop this and fade to black.
Well,
that's what I meant, because they never do that on this show. And I just thought maybe because it was a different kind of story that they were trying to tell, that they did that on purpose. But I'm not sure. You could be entirely right. It could just be a gap in the tape.
Well,
broadcast, but
I mean, in Heaven Sent and Hell Bent, it seemed like there was a lot of copies of the Doctor, and I was almost like, I'm wondering if they were trying to imitate that again, or if that will somehow, work into the second or the third part of the story, because it was kind of like, it seems to be reminding me of that, jumping and so many, repetitive loop and all that type of stuff. So it just reminded me of that a lot.
Okay.
Talking about.
But yeah, one of the things I do have to remark about was Capaldi. Excellent performance in this episode. I was sitting here racking my brain. I'm like, does anyone else remember any episode where the Doctor was actually had to pull off blindness? At least none I can remember off the top of my head.
No.
It's the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah, because I was sitting there thinking, wait a minute, have they done this before at all? Because I'm racking my brain. I can't remember. This is something that's completely new. We're seeing the Doctor. He has an obvious, well, I don't want to say handicap, but he's got an obvious disadvantage.
Yeah.
And he has to try to find a way around it. And Capaldi's just pulling it off brilliantly.
But was it the simulated Doctor that got blinded in the prior episode, and it was a simulation even then?
No.
No, it's the proper
Still,
Doctor.
Still blind.
No, you saw at the ending of this episode that he's talking to the vault and telling Missy that he's blind like that. So that happened for real.
My question, though, about that blindness issue is that how come he just can't repair it with his regeneration energy? Because he did the hand before, even though, they say he just regenerated, but we also saw him repair River Song's hand, and she probably could have done that herself at the time. I don't know. It's just like...
but maybe
also with Davros back in, what you call last series.
Maybe he can administer it to others, but he can't do it to himself in case it causes a full-blown regeneration process.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
I don't know. It seems kind of inconsistent, though. I don't know, because it seems like blindness would be something you could just go down to a radio keratotomy person and have it fixed, probably. I'm thinking. I don't know.
Also, there was one other flaw with the simulated world. Anybody else catch it?
No.
Very simple. When the Pope is in Pearl's apartment, he's talking Italian.
Oh, yeah, the TARDIS didn't translate it.
Exactly.
Yes,
anyone else who would know the TARDIS and its abilities would know that he would be speaking English to the people around him.
Yeah.
That was something that was being brought up in the comment section of when there was a preview of that episode. They actually did use that clip of the Pope coming in speaking Italian, and people were saying in the comments, why isn't the TARDIS translating? And some other people were saying, oh, why are these Doctor Who nerds getting so obsessed over the fact of the TARDIS not translating? Because it's inconsistent!
Exactly. I think it was a clue.
It was a clue. It was a clue that it wasn't a real TARDIS.
Yeah, it was a clue that something's going on here. Oh, sorry, Elijah. Go ahead.
What the Doctor also mentioned about the Pope traveling around his Pope-mobile, that doesn't seem right at the beginning. I was like, okay, but I guess that was another little hint when he's standing at the podium.
Yeah, it seems real. Nothing's, but yeah, you're right.
Nothing is quite right,
yeah. I just imagine. Oh, go ahead.
So when does this... Hang on, let's chew this thing up. When does this...
Take it easy, Phil.
Deep breath, Philip.
Swallow you.
When does the simulation start? When it enters the Vatican?
No, it started at the very beginning of the episode when he got the email. From then on, it's all simulation.
Yeah.
This is a very appropriate episode for this weekend.
Yes, at the very, very beginning, when you see him type and you see opening file, blah, blah, Extremis, that's
because when they're saying that those monks simulate the whole of Earth history, it makes me think, so are we seeing the whole thing from the pilot as being a simulation?
No. All right. When you watch the beginning credits just before, you'll see that little scramble bit before. They're trying to indicate that's when the recording begins. This whole episode up till the very end when he says it's a recording, blah blah blah, and it ends. That's where it is.
The only thing I don't get, and maybe I'm probably thinking too much because it's probably going to be explained right in the other two episodes, but nonetheless, it's still wrecking my brain. What was the whole point of that simulation? Because it doesn't seem like it affected anything.
It sets up the Truth Monk's backstory.
Okay, all right. If you know your basic art of war, Sun Tzu, know your enemy like you know yourself, and you'll always be victorious. And that's what they're learning the enemy. All right, how do these people tick? What do they do? It wasn't necessarily a simulation of all of Earth's history. It was a simulation of how is Earth's status quo at this point in history.
Okay.
Right.
Basically, they were running like war simulations, and then they're going to see what they could do right, what they could do wrong, and eradicate the wrong to make the right happen.
Yeah.
Well,
and the Doctor has been completely factored into all of this.
Well, I mean, again, is it a recording of a simulation or a recording of real life or a recording of both?
All right.
It's
It's
just
recording simulation.
Right.
remember at the end when the doctor holds up his glasses and goes, "I've been recording all this and all that." That's what you're watching.
Yeah.
Is
Wait, hang on. Wouldn't those glasses also be artificial? In fact, who's sending the email? This isn't the real doctor.
No, but the problem is they simulated the glasses right. And what happens is, like I said, they had that one bungle with the TARDIS. Matter of fact, I'm still trying to figure out how these guys would have even known what the inside of the TARDIS looks like. But that's just me. You know, I'm being nitpicky. But
Well, but here's the other thing. If it's a computer simulation or a copy, then that means there may be thousands or millions of files that you don't know about, or only the doctor knows about, or maybe, that's the thing. Is it going to end up being in parts and Missy knows something and the doctor knows something and somebody else knows?
Right.
You gotta remember this thing. Missy did not play in the main story.
No.
Only in flashbacks. That
Yeah.
explains how she ended up in the vault. Now, whether she appear in the next 2 episodes, we wait and find out when it airs. So in this episode right here, she did not play nothing with the story. Only
That was set in the future. The bits where Missy was set in the past. Sorry, it tells you to start the episode if you're not watching. But this is past.
okay,
So-
AJ, you need your hand.
I was going to say, also, look at the flashbacks where the doctor is talking to Missy, right? Look at his clothes. His shirt is all, like, scuffed up. His coat is faded. It's threadbare. Basically, what he's done is that's him after he left Riversong, after 24 years.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's nothing but flashback. That's the past. Don't even consider that to be part of the main story.
And just for Phil's etiquette, the simulation, Phil, do you remember the old wavy black and white lines you used to get in your TV back in the 80s?
Yes.
At the pre-credit sequence, when that starts, then you get the credits. That's the beginning of the simulation.
Yeah.
And then when you see it again at the end, that's the end of the simulation.
Fair on that now. Thank you very much. There is one question I want. Do you know when, Brian, you just said about how did they know about the inside of the TARDIS if it's all a simulation? What if it is that, because the doctor did say something about, he was relating to a story about truth monks, and it then follows that the truth, the master himself, John Sim, is the one behind all this invasion, and they're just the foot soldiers.
I think
Well, again, that's speculation about what may happen in the future. We don't know yet.
I think Sim has something to do with it, but
Yeah, I pretty much gathered that Sim might appear in the last episode, right at the end, at the very least. So,
because I think they mentioned there was a man, wasn't there?
Yeah,
That's right. Evil man ahead of it.
There
So-
was one moment there when the doctor was with Missy, and you got the guy with the hood over and talking like.
You thought it was Sam, didn't you?
For a moment,
I did.
I really did. I really thought he was gonna. It was John Smith, you know?
Here's the thing. At first I thought it was Nardole, then I thought it was Sim,
I
then
never
it
thought it
was
was Nardole.
absolutely not.
I saw the
first thing
mouth.
that came to mind. I thought
I saw the mouth and
No.
I was like, "Yep, that's Nardole."
Wasn't it supposed to change the opening credits that show the doctor with the shades on?
Yeah,
That was rumorized. That was
Ah.
yeah. That was
It would have been nice if they did that though.
I've got to say that what I did love was the coward fella who was passing sentence in the past when he's tapping his watch at the end. Oh, you've died so many times. Oh, hang on.
It
Oh,
just keeps ticking
you
off.
have a greater capacity for cheating death. You stand alone? Always. Oh, right. I'm getting the fuck out of here. See you later. Have a nice day. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, check how many times I've been the cause of death. Click, 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 click.
That's exactly what Alex was saying. It was like that it was the clone reproduction in the heaven cell.
He was referring to regeneration, no clones.
Yeah. He's talking about his own regeneration cycle.
Well, we'll see if any of this is true or not, or how they resolve it.
played out, Alex. The way it's going to be played out. Just pay attention to the damn thing. All right.
Philip, don't get snipey.
that was a little low,
Coming from
Philip.
you, Graham.
Damn job.
Go eat a biscuit, man. Get him wrong.
Yeah, get your in job, Phil.
But I wanted to say, the shame of the years, Missy comes out, dressed in a very sexy black dress.
Oh, here we go.
Tights on.
Yeah,
And, looking at hot and curvy as usual. And the doctor looks at her and says, "Yeah, you've changed your outfit." And she says, "Now, doctor, you know I always like to dress for the occasion."
Oh my God, they got an Eric Roberts reference.
Oh,
in.
darn, yeah, you beat me.
Big man.
1996.
I was going to say the real reason she's afraid to die is Eric Roberts isn't around to swallow her this time. Ugh.
Oh, Christ.
The one part that made me laugh out loud in this episode was when Nardal turns around to Bill and goes, "I have the authority to kick the doctor's ass. I'll kick your ass." Turns around. Oh, hang on. He turns around. He turns around and then sees the dead body and screams like a little girl.
Nardal, are you some kind of secret badass? No secret about it, baby cake.
Okay, now, isn't there? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, we're done.
Oh, isn't there a part where Bill's hand starts to disappear and then she starts to disappear?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
the office.
The White House.
In the White House, we saw that.
Are you sure you watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, why are you asking that for? You shouldn't know that.
No, but I'm saying, she was a simulation for them?
Yeah.
I have to watch
They
it
all
twice.
were.
and still didn't get away.
They all were.
It's
Yeah,
definitely designed to be watched more than one time.
Oh,
You have
yeah.
to, like you pick up those things the second time. It's like any
Yeah.
David Lynch movie. You
That's what.
watch it,
That's
and
what.
then you have to pay attention to who's doing what when and what
Yeah.
you're seeing exactly. Like I didn't even dawn on me until Brian pointed out that at the beginning is when it starts the recording,
Yeah.
and they clearly showed you that, but you don't really pick up on it until you watch it
It's
probably
very
a second
subtle. It's
time.
very subtle.
Yeah.
You don't put two
Isn't
and
it,
two
isn't it a
together.
cool? Isn't it a cool coincidence that this episode is a David Lynch and tomorrow
Exactly.
no premieres?
The other thing that confuses me, although we've seen that the doctor puts Missy in the vault, why has she been put in the vault though?
Because
We didn't see her go in the vault.
He
Because he
promised
didn't want to properly execute her.
He promised to protect her body for 1,000 years. He didn't say anything about her being dead.
That's
Yeah.
true. But why even be in that vault in the first place?
That's why he made a promise. As
Yeah.
a time law.
I think Phil's asking is what actions has Missy done to make her go there to be executed?
Thank you very much.
See, that's the big questions. Why? And now we got to figure out who. It
We're
can't
back
be
to who again? Yeah.
No, it can't be the Daleks, because the Daleks would have done it themselves. You know, who filed the charges? Who put the hit out? Who's got hired these guys to take care of it? Who are obviously professionals.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we'll get more flashbacks then to explain some of these things in the next episode or two.
So is it alluded to the fact that those guys that were there with the big staffs, they pluck Missy out of the scene with the Daleks where she goes, "I've got a plan." Did they pluck her out of time at that point and take her there?
That would
That's how she
explain.
got out of that. Is
Hang
that-
on a second. Bill's been trying to say something for a minute or so here. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Am I the only one that caught Missy casually say that the Daleks just kind of leisurely mentioned that the doctor's on vacation somewhere?
Beryllium.
Brilliant.
Very solid.
Yeah,
Not on
River's
vacation. Oh, sorry.
24 years. Yeah.
He's got a point. Why would they know about his holiday schedules, man? That's a bit
They
weird.
know everything
And
he's doing.
if they knew, why didn't they go wreck it?
That's a good point.
It wasn't a holiday. It was retirement. She said retirement.
Well, you also got to remember the Daleks had bigger worries at that problem because let's just say things were coming up out of the sewer.
Oh yeah, it was kind of shitty on Scarrow, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Go golf
would the Daleks be having to deal with that for the next 24 years?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Well, they had to. They had no mop and broom to take care of it.
Yeah.
Also, I'm
is that the
thankful.
next episode that we're going to get? The constipation of the Daleks?
No, I'm thinking.
That was why they they killed off all the Thals because they didn't want a cleanup crew for their reality.
Oh, Mr. Queen.
Okay. Well, thankfully, I think we've gotten our one and only Dalek appearance of the season.
Yeah.
Because they need a. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to find out what's the story behind what's going on. Why has Missy been selected to be assassinated? Who did it? And all that, and why? And I think we're going to find out more later. All right, anything else anyone wants to bring up?
I wonder if John Sim has anything to do with it.
Who?
John Sim.
John Sim.
It could be. We don't know.
Well, to me, it's interesting that the doctor decides to get involved and help her, because after all the bullshit he's been put through because of her and her silly nefarious schemes, it's like you think he'd be like good riddance, but I mean he goes through all this trouble just to save her in a vault somewhere. I mean, I guess he is a really good guy at the end of the day, but you get my point.
You see, it's interesting that those executioners, they said that they tried to find Time Lords, but they far few between, so they chose him. Does that mean that Gallifrey was still lost in the void where it is?
Remember when the Doctor ends up in Gallifrey again, it took him more than 2 billion years for that to happen. So when this story takes place in the beginning, which was in the past, Gallifrey really doesn't exist, but nobody knows about it. Only the Doctor knows about it.
Okay.
It was only 2 in the simulation.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, AJ's had his hand up for like a couple of minutes now. So
You're right. I was just going to say, I like the part where he was running away from in the vault, and he was falling over, and the scenery kept fading in and out, like he was losing his vision. And then you see him later on in the White House. He's got a cut over his eyebrow, like he actually really fell down and hurt himself, which was I thought quite clever and tied into a lot of being blind and fuck, I hit a wall.
Okay, back to Bill. What was that?
Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I was just saying that that I thought that it didn't really make sense, but you filled in the gap right there. But what I'm still wondering is, when you go back to the whole thing with Gallifrey here, you're saying that he spent what was it, a couple billion years? But if you remember, that was only in the simulation, and the Doctor has recently said that he's over 2,000, not over 2 billion.
Yeah, because a lot of people are forgetting, though, when he was in the dial and all that, each one of those Doctors was a brand new copy of the original. So he was just making copies of himself over and over and over again. So the Doctor himself is not like 4 billion years old. Okay.
It's never a good idea to take it too literally, to be honest.
Exactly. If you're wondering how he eats and breathes and other science facts, just think to yourself, it's just a show. I should just really relax.
Yeah, but we know the TARDIS does have a loo, though. We now know from. So, there you go.
No shits in time and space.
Hold on, it's not the secret history of the world, and it's not the Doctor that stopped all of this crap from hitting our planet recently?
Go back to the bong bow.
Okay.
Can I just say, by the way, there you go. Even though it was a simulation, special shout out to the mad French restaurant owner with the wine who wanted to blow everybody up. Just saying. No surrender monkey there.
No, I originally thought they were going to, when they first did that scene and they're handing out the drinks and I thought, oh, great, they're going to Jonestown everybody. That's
the Kool-Aid. Yeah.
I did think it's very strange that CERN just had to help their hands in so much TNT. It's just
what I thought was funny about it is the bombs really look like that anymore. That was really kind of cartoon bombs under the table.
Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that's the only way to get the point across, though, because like you said, like I thought of Jim Jones too. I thought if that's what they're doing, then it would have had to be a whole different kind of setup. But they look under the table and they see all these cartoon bombs. So it's just like, okay, I guess that's how you have to tell the story quickly without resorting to
47 minutes.
Or canisters of cyanide or something.
Yeah, CERN ordered all their stuff from Acme. Yeah, there you go.
Wile E. Coyote dropped it
off. I guess if there's 2 more parts, we'll see how many flashbacks there is, or flash forwards, or if the TARDIS is recording it, or whatever. Whatever.
Simulation's over, Alex.
No, but it could be. Maybe it's not over.
No, it's over.
It's over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Game over, man.
Nothing is over. Okay. Anybody else?
When Bill walked into the White House. Sorry.
All right, go AJ, then we'll go to Bill.
I was just going to say, when Bill walked into the White House and we see that hand slumped near the chair with the pills next to it, for a minute I thought that the Doctor had killed himself. Because it looked like his suit and his shirt. I'm just saying, like, it was probably a fake out of some sort, but we know it's the president. I just thought maybe it was the Doctor who killed himself.
Nah, the hair was too neat to be our president. Okay, Bill.
Can I have
I was
something?
just trying. If you were trying to rush us into closing statements or something.
No, I always ask that way we cover everything. I want to make sure everybody has a say. So, okay, Philip.
Ah.
I was going to say, can I have something clarified? You know, when a doctor put those things to his head, were they generating his eyes?
No.
Or was
It was like stimulating his optic nerves.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Were they stimulating his eyes?
Yeah.
Or
He explained it.
Yeah, go on, Con.
He explained it. He said that it was stimulating, as AJ said, his optic nerves. Because
Did it not only give him a quick fix? I mean, in other words, he had restored sight for a few minutes, but then it started to wane again, right?
Yeah. When he was running away, he was starting to lose it.
This will either give me back my vision for a few minutes or totally burn out my brain.
Right.
I'm intrigued to find out which.
it is a bit strange, actually, that Bill hasn't put the pieces together and realised he's blind. Because I think that at certain points he made it a bit obvious.
See, I don't think she had time because I was wondering why is she even there at first? For the first 15 minutes or so, she's just kind of there. You have to wonder why did he pick her up? But I guess they kind of explain that later because she doesn't really have much to do for the first 15 minutes or so.
Well, you got to remember, this was the Pearl we're seeing for the majority of this episode. It's simulated Pearl, and what it is
exactly.
when they went back to the real world, Pearl mentioned that things didn't exactly work out with her quote unquote dad.
Yeah.
So the doctor's putting a distance between himself and her, so that way she can't figure it out.
That's what I mean. It kind of tells you, it kind of implies that there's something not quite right, and you should pay attention. It's one of those kind of
simulated Pearl didn't get it. All right, go ahead, Bill. You had your finger up. Did you say?
Oh no, I was just fidgeting.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. You mentioned Bill. Quote of the episode: during my real life, never have the Pope walk into my bedroom. There you go. Yeah.
No, what I thought is that poor girl. She walks into the bedroom, right? All these priests there. I'm wondering in the beginning, thinks, "Oh, great, she's stuck me for a freaking intervention or some shit. I'm out of here."
What was missing was Max von Sydow. There you go.
We will work the lesbianism out of you. The power of praise compels you to want penis.
Hello, Howard here.
That's what I think that girl was thinking. Was it was going to be one of them religious reprogramming things? So she got the hell out of there, man.
Could have been worse. Could have been Scientology.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. So if Nardal was nullified when he went beyond their projectors, does that mean he's been sucked back into the real world or into the world where the master is?
The simulation dies.
Yeah, that was simulated. Yeah, that was simulated Nardal.
Yeah.
So where's the real Nardal then?
Yeah,
in the real world.
In real world.
Yeah,
In the real world.
Real Nardal wasn't.
He was upstairs making tea for the doctor.
Where did all those numbers come from? When the guy was reading off the numbers and he said to Bill and Nardo, "Give me a number," and they kept going.
That was explained as well.
That was explained.
That's really
Since the simulated world is a computer, and if you ask somebody the same question, they're all going to say the same thing.
Because it's the same number string of the
Same program.
Yeah.
Binary numbers. Yeah.
I just work in computer, it doesn't matter. Anyway, there is a way, there's land and then there's seed land for people who can't be computers.
Yeah.
Just to go and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, even the doctor said, when you read the Veritas, it'll give you this page where it says select a string of random numbers. And then when you turn the page, sure enough, all the numbers match the ones you pick.
Yeah.
So, okay, AJ, you had your hand waved.
I was just going to explain for Phil. Basically, you had the real world, like we're living in right now. The other thing was the simulation. It was a computer program running, nothing more than that. Okay?
Yeah, but who's running the program?
Tune in next week and find out.
The monks. Who else would it be? It would be the bad guys trying to simulate the world so they can see what they can do to invade it. They explain this all.
And for some reason, they put a giant book in there that actually tells you that this is all a simulation.
Yeah, which is weird. Why tell
the book was written by, the book was originally written by a group of people who had apparently figured it out.
Yeah.
And what it was is, and somebody had recently retranslated it. And so then the one priest sends it out on the web to a bunch of people. And that's what was causing all the trouble.
There you go.
So it's a clever way of getting everyone to commit suicide by using this book.
They weren't real people. They were just.
They realized they were not real people. They realized that.
Yeah.
My mind's blown.
Yeah,
Think of it this way, Phil. Nothing in this episode mattered.
It does, though. It does. It's setting things up for the second and third part.
They were
Like,
grand.
the ending mattered, but pretty much nothing that's happened in the simulated world has any real effect on the full world.
They were Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
It was Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, it was like Mario figuring out. Yeah.
Mamma mia! I'm getting the fuck out of here.
All I can say is a bloody good story, bloody good.
Actually, I gotta say, with the doctor's talk about, he was talking about how characters in computer games or whatever think that they're real. I've got to say, I was hearing that and I thought, do they? Do they really? Do they have any?
AI. I mean, the little sprites and whatnot, they have AIs. They do things randomly and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand technology anyway. So.
Well, unfortunately, the monks were running it on Windows 8.
Yeah.
You sure wasn't Windows 10?
Windows Vista. Ouch.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else?
Connor.
Yeah. There we go.
Earlier today, you put out that post about the doctor's message from the doctor with a kiss, and you thought it might be.
Don't go there, Philip.
Oh, come on! It's worth a.
All right. Well, as against shits and giggles, what did you think?
About my wet dream of a female doctor, you mean?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, get a room, you two. God.
No. It's just that you had a point though. You had a point though, because that message at the end was like, save them from the doctor, love the doctor.
Philip, I think I know what it is, because it's Extremis. It's the Extremis doctor, so it's the Doctor X.
Yeah.
His X stands.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the doctor in the shadow world, man. Hello.
There you go.
Doctor in the cell.
Yeah, there you go. That.
Yeah, to Peter Capaldi from some chick that's not been cast yet. Yeah, sure, okay.
Doctor in the shell.
Mm. Oh, shit, Scott. Oh, yeah, some good God, no.
Okay. Anyone else before we rate this sucker and put it to bed?
Just go watch Lost Highway. It'll explain everything.
There you go. Only the truth shall set you free, and in the darkness do we have light. Bye-bye.
Oh, you such a...
Well, I think that this episode has one major thing going in common with Flatline. It was made for shrooms.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and put this sucker to bed now and rate it. All right, let's start with Texas Tim. Out of 10, how do you rate Extremis?
It's an easy 10. It's one I need to watch again. But to me, it was very entertaining. I wish I had watched it twice. You might pick up more. It's designed to be watched more than once, obviously. But yeah, I'll give it a 10 for now, because I think it's a great start to what may be a great little mini run. So I'm giving it a 10.
Okay, Vil.
I'm actually going to give it a 9. It was damn good. But yeah, I wouldn't quite go to a 10, but it's up there.
Okay, Frank.
Excuse me. I'm going to give it an 8. It might get a 9 after I give it another look. But at the moment, it definitely needs another viewing. Yeah.
Okay, Bo.
Better not. No.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 9. It was a great episode.
Elijah?
I will have to give this one a 10. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode.
Okay, Susan and Alex.
Yeah, I'd still give it an 8. Maybe I need to watch it again, but if it's a trilogy, I have a feeling that there's more surprises along the way that we haven't figured out yet.
But that's a given.
And I will give it I'll give it a 9 out of 10. That was definitely different, and I loved all the places that they went, and that little wheel of transport. That was fun. That was a really fun little portal that they discovered, and I just like saw I thought it would have been really cool though had the two Washington portals been right next to each other, since they were in the same city. Anyway.
That's a bit of a nitpick. All right.
Okay, William.
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I can't wait to see the other two parts, how they all mingle together. And it like Tim said, it is worth watching more than one time.
Okay, Graham.
The replay value on this thing is off the chart. I'll be watching it a few more times before next week, that's for damn sure. This gets a 9.5. And remember, Darius, assuming everything makes an ass out of you all.
Okay, Philip.
I'm giving this a 10 because I bloody loved it. It's got lots to get your brain working on, and it was visually beautiful, pretty well done. And I want to see more Missy next week. Hopefully, she's not in next week, is she?
We don't know.
But I want to, even if so, I want to see more of that kind of flashback stuff and how she's in a vault and why she's in a vault and all that palaver. And otherwise, it's a 10 out of 10. But yeah.
Okay, if I remember correctly, according to Radio Times, Missy is in Lie of the Land.
Yeah.
The next week's the Pyramid one.
So she's in the one after.
Does anybody know who wrote that one? Or is it straight up Moffat again?
It's
next week.
Next week's Harness and Moffat, and then it's Whithouse.
Toby Whithouse.
So we know she's back in the one that's after that one. But so I'm not sure on Pyramid at the End of the World, though.
Yeah, cameo at the end.
All right, AJ.
Yeah, I'm going to give this 9.5 out of 10. It was a brilliant story. It was original, fresh, and well done.
All right, Callan?
Yeah, for me, it's easy 9 out of 10. I think hopefully the next two parts will get even better.
All right, Doctor Who commentator.
Well, looks like I'll be the boss in the room because, like I said, I think that having another look at it, I'll have a very different opinion. But I'm basing my judgment surely on this first look. And like I said at the beginning, it was pretty meh. Ooh, what just happened? So on that, I'm torn between either a 6 or a 7. I think
go on, give me a 7. Go on.
I'll go for a 7 right now.
There you go. Yeah.
No pressure.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, 6. Just give it a 6.
Hey, a 6. Hey, a 6 upside down is a 9.
Way to stand up to the pressure. Just deny all that pressure.
Okay, Connor.
This is definitely a Moffat golden nugget. I'm really happy, and this is a confession for me. I'm really happy and found a really good rich vein of fall this year. He's done magnificently. I'll give this an 8.
What?
An 8?
Shut up, you!
I'm so shocked.
An 8?
What's wrong with an 8?
Typically, Mom gives us brown nuggets. It's nice that he's giving us gold ones on his way out.
I'm going to give it a 9 as well. Like I said, I'll forgive the bad edit, but, like I said, there was a lot of very interesting. There was an interesting cliffhanger. There was lots of little clues there you had to watch out for, and it kind of took us on a little mind twist there, screwed with us a little bit. Especially that scene where Nardole finds out he's not real. That just, wow, Okay, so next week, we're going to be journeying somewhere off in the middle of nowhere where a pyramid has suddenly popped into existence with the longest title in Doctor Who history, if I remember correctly, The Pyramid at the End of the World. So join us then and, I don't know, walk like an Egyptian. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, for you folks who are wondering, just before we go, Beefhead couldn't be with us because he took a trip to Spain, and apparently he's been seized at customs because they've deemed the beef board to be a dangerous weapon. So,
damn you, United Airlines!
So keep him in your prayers.
He may never return.